are we in control of our emotions? Because sometimes it seems like I can choose to be happy, I could choose to change my state of mind, but sometimes emotions come in crashing and hit us, like a car crash, I guess, a car wreck. So are we in control of the emotions that we feel?
Well, that's a really hard question, actually, that could be answered in many different ways. I guess the answer would be yes, you are more in control than maybe you think you are, but that control looks very different than what you think it does.
Hmm.
So your brain, um, your brain makes emotions. Emotions don't happen to you; they are made by your brain for particular situations that you're in. Your brain is automatically constructing emotions out of a set of ingredients, and you have control over seeding your brain to with those ingredients to make emotions more automatically in an effortless way. But control in the moment, as in stopping feeling one thing and in order to cultivate a different feeling, is extremely hard, I would say. um, you can, if you're very physically worked up, you can change the meaning of that worked up feeling and therefore change the emotion, but calming your body down is actually extremely hard to do
Sure. And
for anybody.
yeah, I'm sure. So you've touched on something here that I wanted to come to at the end of the show or later on the show, but we'll address it now. These feelings that we feel, does everyone feel the same feeling? And then we, from societal, I guess, norms, put a label on it of, I feel butterflies, and so I feel nervous, excited, versus other people might feel butterflies and have a different association with that feeling, and so they feel a different emotion. What I'm asking is, are emotions ubiquitous and we all feel the same? They can be categorized, or do we add a layer on top of emotions that changes what they actually feel to us personally?
So your brain is always regulating your body, and your body is always sending information back to your brain. And you feel that information from the tug of, your the tug of your lungs expanding, the rush of your blood through your veins, the beating of your heart. You experience those sensations as simple feelings of affect, feeling worked up, feeling calm, feeling pleasant, feeling unpleasant. Those aren't emotions, they're simple feelings of mood, or what scientists call affect. They're always with you every waking moment of your life. Your brain's job, in part, is to link the sensations from your body and these affective feelings to the what's going on around you in the world in order to give them meaning so that your brain knows what to do next.
Mhm.
And so it's more than just labeling. What your brain is always doing is categorizing sensations to give them meaning. A way to think about it is like this: your brain is trapped in a dark, silent box called your skull. It's receiving sense data from the world, like changes in light, changes in sound, pressure, changes in chemicals. It doesn't know what the causes are of these changes. It only receives the outcomes of those causes. So when there's a flash of light, or a loud bang, say a loud bang, what is it? Is it someone slamming a door? Is it a car backfiring? Is it thunder? Is it a gunshot? Depending on what caused that bang, your brain would do different things to keep you alive and well. But your brain doesn't know what caused the sound. It only know it's receiving the outcome of some change, but it doesn't know what the change is. Similarly, when your brain receives sense data from your body and there's a tug in your chest, is it anxiety? Is it heartburn from having eaten too much? Is it the beginnings of a heart attack? What is it? Your brain doesn't know what it is. It's only receiving the outcome of some cause. This is what philosophers call a reverse inference problem. You get the answers, but you don't know the question. You have to figure out what caused these changes. And so that's what your brain is always doing. It's asking itself, the last time I was in a situation like this, where I had these internal sensations and this feeling, what caused it? What did I do about it? It's asking what is similar to the present moment in my past. And things which are similar in some way are a category. So your brain is basically forming categories to guide your action and create your extended emotional experience out of these sense data. So the question you're asking me, does everyone in the world feel the same thing? The answer is no, but happiness for you is not the same thing each time you feel it, or regret each time you feel it is not the same thing, because your brain is constructing each moment on the fly in a particular situation. So in some situations when you're happy, you smile. In some situations when you're happy, you cry. In some situations when you're happy, you might, pound fists with someone. You do different things. Your body does different things. You feel different things when you're happy, depending on the situation that you're in. So it's not the same even for you from moment to moment.
This is fascinating because I've never pondered on that idea before, and just you bringing that back to me adds different frames of references of what emotions are, which is amazing. And how much of this then is conscious versus subconscious or unconscious?
Mostly unconscious. So your brain is, all of this meaning making is occurring under the hood really automatically. In fact, it's happening. It takes me much longer to describe it to you than it actually takes for it to occur. So when you asked me before, how controllable are your emotions? Well, the meaning making part is easier to control if you think about control over the long term, meaning everything that you experience right now, your brain is able to use in the future to help construct another experience. So in a sense, we're always cultivating our past as a way of controlling our future. So the best way to control your emotions is to give your brain a good, flexible set of options that it can use to construct your emotions with, and then your brain will be very flexible in how it does this on the fly with very little effort from you, right? So you can think of it a little bit like exercising. You invest a lot of energy, and then you replenish that energy, because it's a really good investment in having a healthy brain in the future. And similarly, you can construct new experiences for yourself, cultivate new situations, curate new feelings, and that is effortful. But what it does is it's an investment in having a flexible brain that will control your emotions in a way that's more tailored to the situation.
Or I'll put this a different way, how much of this is brain activity and feedback from the body versus a chemical cascade in the brain, where once it starts, literal chemical reactions are happening, and so it's difficult to put a stop to it in that moment?
Well, here's the thing. All neural activity in the brain is both chemical and electrical. Neurons communicate by chemicals. And there's if you didn't have those chemicals, the neurons could not possibly talk to each other. There's a whole system in your brain of neurons. Their only job is to control other neurons. That's what we call attention. You experience attention from a subjective perspective. Am I looking at this thing? Am I concentrating on this thing? But attention from a neuron's perspective is anything which makes it fire more or less. So you put a stop to the firing of some neurons by other neurons, basically. So, and it's always possible to put a stop it's always possible to turn the dial up or turn the dial down on an assembly of neurons. It's just that your body takes longer to adjust to the neural signals. So it can feel like, you have these moments where nothing is wrong, but you're still worked up anyways, and you really would really, really like that worked up feeling to go away, but it won't. That's because your body is just slower to listen to those signals from your brain.